Good morning and afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to discuss a significant development in global trade, the recent tariffs imposed by the United States on ASEAN countries. These tariffs, which were announced in early April 2025, are having a major impact on Southeast Asia's economies. Let's dive into what this means for the region. On April 2, 2025, President Donald Trump introduced a new set of tariffs as part of a trade strategy called Liberation Day. These tariffs will affect all countries that trade with the U.S., but ASEAN nations are some of the most impacted. The U.S. has applied a baseline 10% tariff on all imports, with additional tariffs targeting certain countries. Here are the specific tariffs for some ASEAN nations. Laos, subject to a 48% tariff. Vietnam, 46% tariff. Myanmar, 44% tariff. Thailand, 37% tariff. Indonesia, 32% tariff. These tariffs are some of the highest applied to any regions globally, and they reflect the U.S.'s strategy of addressing trade imbalances. These new tariffs are creating significant economic challenges for ASEAN countries. Southeast Asia is a major player in global supply chains, with many countries exporting goods like electronics, textiles, and agricultural products to the U.S. The steep tariffs are expected to hurt these industries, reduce exports, and potentially slow down economic growth. Economists are warning that these measures could lead to recessions in several ASEAN nations, disrupting businesses and affecting jobs. For example, countries like Vietnam and Cambodia are highly reliant on exports to the U.S., so the tariffs will put pressure on their economies. In response to these tariffs, several ASEAN countries are looking for ways to negotiate with the U.S. to reduce the impact. Vietnam, for instance, has been actively engaging in diplomatic talks with the U.S. to seek relief from these new trade barriers. However, the U.S. administration has indicated that these tariffs are part of a long-term strategy to address trade imbalances and might stay in place for the foreseeable future. The tariffs imposed by the U.S. are not just an issue for ASEAN countries, they also affect global trade dynamics. The U.S. is one of the world's largest economies, and its trade policies have ripple effects across the globe. ASEAN nations, with their growing economies and strategic location, are key players in the global market. The tariff increases could prompt other countries to reconsider their trade relationships with the U.S., potentially leading to more trade alliances within Southeast Asia or with other countries outside the U.S. sphere. In conclusion, the new U.S. tariffs represent a significant shift in global trade relations, and ASEAN countries are among the hardest hit. As these nations work to adapt to the changing economic landscape, it's crucial for global leaders to find ways to address trade imbalances without causing harm to developing economies. ASEAN's ability to navigate this challenge will play a